The Kalamazoo Shokunin Kamado Grill is exceptionally versatile. It has 3 different levels for building the fire so that you can cook low and slow, sear hot and fast, or apply any heat in between. Today I'll be joined by Matthew Eads, cookbook author, personal chef, and food blogger. He's a former U.S. Marine and a trusted leader in grilling and barbecue using simple ingredients and expert techniques. He'll share one of his favorite ways to make delicious Memphis-style baby back ribs on the Shokunin. This hot and fast barbecue technique makes beautiful ribs in just 90 minutes. I'm Russ Faulk, Grillmaster and Chief Designer for Kalamazoo Outdoor Gourmet. I've been a grilling enthusiast for more than 40 years, and I'm here to help you master the techniques that will take your live fire cooking to the next level. So Matt, I would love for you to tell everybody about the technique you use for baby back ribs in the Shokunin Kamado Grill.
Sure. Today we're going to do a Memphis-style rib. This was inspired by a world-famous barbecue joint in Memphis, Tennessee called Rendezvous Barbecue. And the technique that I'm using today in the Shokunin is inspired by that. It's really about the depth, and that's between the baby back rib and where the charcoal itself is sitting. We want it to be far enough away so that I can cook the ribs, but they're not going to get burnt.
So you're using the bottom layer down here to build your charcoal fire?
That's right. Just charcoal, no wood. And then we're going to flip the ribs about every 15 minutes, running at about 400 degrees. And every time we flip, we're going to also baste the ribs. And that baste is going to help do a couple things. First, it's going to add a lot of flavor. It's also going to steam quite a bit when it hits the hot coals, and that's going to keep it moist inside the cooker. The ribs are going to be nice and tender, super juicy.
So they're going to cook pretty fast at 400 degrees. How long does it take?
90 minutes, start to finish.
Very nice. One of the great things about the design of the Shokunin is the way everything flips up out of your way, so you have easy access for managing your fire and building your fire, and we have the adjustable fire grates. Matt's going to be moving the middle fire grates down to be our heat diffusing layer and build the fire at the very bottom. We want a generous load of charcoal for this cook because we can snuff the fire at the end and preserve whatever charcoal's left. So you can't really have too much. So we could use a chimney starter to start this cooking fire, but I like to just use a plumber's torch. I'm gonna hold it in the 4 corners each for about 45 seconds to get it going. We've already got the vents of the grill opened up, so we're gonna give it plenty of air for our preheat.
All right, now that we're around 340 degrees, let's dial in our temperature. We're going to take our top vent to around 20%, and we're going to adjust the bottom vent to about 30%. That should give us around 400 degrees that we're looking for cooking. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this membrane on the back of the ribs. This is going to let the seasoning kind of get into the ribs a little bit more, and it's going to let some smoke get in there as well. So it's just a quick peel, pull that off, we're all set. I'll season these up with a little bit of our Memphis-style rub.
And this is a pretty classic barbecue rub. The recipe is on the Kalamazoo website.
Okay, we'll pat this in. We put together a Memphis mop sauce. It's basically some vinegar. We use some of the rub in there and kind of just mix that around, and we'll use that for our mop. Okay, we got them all seasoned up. Let's let that sweat in for about 15 minutes. Go give the grill a check and be sure it's ready to go. All right, Russ, the grill's stable at 400 degrees. Let's get the ribs on and get them cooking.
There you go.
All right.
All right, Matt, they've been on for 15 minutes now. What's the plan?
Okay, we're gonna open the grill lid really quickly. We're gonna give it a mop, a flip, and a mop with some of this Memphis mop sauce we made.
That's great, and the mop sauce drips down and causes steam.
That's exactly right. The steam is gonna create a lot of flavor on the ribs, gonna keep it nice and moist inside the cooker.
Which is important because we're working so hot.
Yeah, 400 degrees is pretty hot for ribs.
And we want to work fast because we don't want it to spike above 400, so we got to make sure we're restricting the oxygen and keeping that under control.
Right, the longer the lid's open, the more oxygen we supply to the coals, and then we're just gonna get a little too hot. So.
That's great. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
All right.
Oh, these things look great. See that steam coming off already. Okay, these are all set. We'll do this again in 15 minutes.
All right, let's see how we're doing.
Oh, look at that.
That looks great. Beautiful. There we go.
All right, what do you think? Let's cut into them?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, all right. Like butter.
Nice.
I think we can do some damage on these.
Yeah, let's give it a try.
Let's give it a shot. All right, Russ, you give it a shot.
Okay, let's get in there. They look fantastic.
They sure do. I'm right behind you.
That is
What do you think?
so good. It's hard to believe
Oh.
how good they are in 90 minutes time.
So tender.
And I really like the crunchy bits. Really nicely done. Thank you for sharing this technique with everybody.
Oh, it was my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
Oh, it's a pleasure. We'll do more.
Let's do it.